businesses, you know, they wouldn't be at the front of the room, you know, a corporate person coming in. They'd be building the business. And that's why I said no for so long to taking this role. But I think that what you all do as promoters, it's hard work. That's why I say thank you. You got to face rejection, but I also think it's the most rewarding career you can ever have. And it's really hands down the best thing I feel like and the greatest impact I've been able to make as a promoter. So thank you.
People's lives.
Yes, Wayne, you're changing people's lives. And and I love, as Sammy's parents said, who came all the way up. Let's see, has anybody driven further than Santa Cruz to be here? Anybody, will you stand up for a moment, all the way from Santa Cruz? Thank you for supporting your daughter and son-in-law. And in fact, will you share with everybody what you were telling me, how NeoLife products helped you, and how long did you serve your dad before this happened?
Not very long. I think it was only.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, it was a couple months.
Couple months.
Yeah.
He was taking the.
Share your names for those who don't know you.
Yeah, my name's not Josh. Stu. And so I got into it in March of this year. I had a problem with my back. I'll tell you a quick story on that. Back was hurting for a day or two, and Julie and I were driving in the truck, and my back really hurts. I think I'll pull off on the freeway. I pulled off, and she got in the driver's seat. I got in the passenger seat, leaned the seat back, and she came around, and I turned to her, I go, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "I'm calling 911. You just passed out."
Oh boy.
So I was totally unaware of it.
His eyes were open and he was staring at me. I thought he was dead. At the hospital, they go, "This is quite common. People pass out, they stare at you like that." Did you guys know that? They go, "Oh yeah." I said to CPR.
So anyway, he was on the phone with the dispatcher and said, well, she can transfer before it gets to the emergency room. Anyway, back was really hurting for about 8 days, and I couldn't sleep. Couldn't stand up much longer than a few minutes. So Sammy said, well, why don't you try this Pro Vitality pack, Pro Pack or something. So in the meantime, over this 8 days, the doctors are giving me all this heavy pain killer. If you can't sleep, take this. I don't know what doctor got me. That'll take care of you. Well, that didn't do anything. So after 8 days, I took that, and that was the first time I slept. So I was sleeping after that. And it got better over the last couple of months. So I'm still taking.
It was a marathon. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I mean, just within a week, the pain had been diminished. And Stu's a general contractor. He builds passive solar homes. And so he's been doing this for decades, building these homes, lifting stuff. And so his body's just had it. And what the Pro Vitality, full motion, Sammy has this on the soul, and Josh, so it has been life changing. This guy's got more.
Now he's helping other family members too.
And now my mother's, everybody's buying. I mean, everybody's saying, I want it.
Wow.
I see Stu, and the whole family started to finally. Before they just look at us with that look like, they didn't trust us or something. It was anyway.
Yeah.
Another story.
Yeah, thank you so much. Another round of applause all the way from Santa Cruz. From the speaker, I should have turned it off. Sorry, y'all. Anybody here anymore? Are you all deaf now? So anyway, thank y'all so much. I appreciate you all. And I don't think I need this. I'm gonna try to turn it off. Can you hear me okay? I'm scared of that happening again. I made all the mistakes, and I still make mistakes today. But when I started at 18 years old, the day I turned 18, one of the challenges that I had was that everybody I knew was already taking NeoLife or had already been approached because of products that turned my mother's health around 4 years earlier. So if anybody here feels this way or hears people say, I don't know who I talk to, you know, or maybe you're sitting here today saying, right, I'm interested in discovering how to build a business, but I don't there's very many people interested in my area or in my family or whatever. Well, I really haven't met anybody yet that I know of that had really as small of a group as I had talked to. Again, because my parents had already, after the products turned my mother's health around, my parents started doing this as a business. And because I was also homeschooled, my mother was a teacher and decided to home educate us. So I didn't have a big yearbook to go to or class to go to. I literally started with the mailman and the UPS driver. That was how I got started. Now, I didn't take off as fast as some other people. Yes, it's obviously nice if you have a big network to, people that and that's where, and I'll say this, people who have served and poured their life into people over a lifetime, their business generally takes off even faster. People who have wider networks, yeah, that helps. But I'm testimony to, you can have, if you have a mailman, does everybody have a mailman? Everybody have a UPS driver? FedEx driver? You can succeed. Now, from there, I made a lot of mistakes. I tried handing out flyers. Nothing wrong with that, but I tried everything. I even was scared to death to do this. Don't think I was just born to do what I'm about to say. But I was so, I knew the products worked, and I decided at 18, I wanted a business that would give me freedom. I wanted to make an impact. I was after watching my mom so sick. I got to thank my mom for this, but she was always about, what are you doing with your life? Your life is a gift, air you breathe is a gift. Mom was always about making a difference, making an impact. So it gave me this mindset really early on that I wanted my life to count for something more than just success or, the way it might be that, you might be whatever. So I thought this business would give me all of that. But I was also very scared. Yeah, I guess what 18-year-old isn't, right? But I did, as I said earlier, I did have buck teeth, and I did have a giant gap between my teeth. And the NeoLife vitamins fixed that. Yes. Really? Or you think I'm crazy? I traded vitamins for braces. I met with orthodontists till I could find somebody who would do that. So that was how I got my teeth fixed. So yeah, NeoLife did it. And the orthodontist still, for over the years has used our products. So I only share all that just to say I'm not just up here as some title that's disconnected. I really appreciate what you're doing. That's how I began. It's still today what we have. There's no way I would give up my business to serve in this corporate role because I started for freedom, and my wife and I are committed. I feel like this is my calling to take the experience I did have and the passion that I have and try to represent you as best as I can. At corporate, to say this is how a promoter feels about this. This is having been in their shoes, hearing your concerns and being able to relate with that. And what can we do to make the job easier, impact more lives, carry out our mission? So we're going to talk today about, we're going to go through the getting started guide, just things that from my own experience and from my experience with Bob's, our most successful promoters around the world, hearing what they have done. And then taking all that feedback and putting together a getting started guide, which are probably, if the next couple hours goes right, then you're going to walk away saying, I hope you walk away saying, okay, I picked up a few new things. But more than anything, I feel like I see this business as simple. At a leadership school, that's the thing we heard over and over and over. Wow, I realize this business is simple. I have an organized system to go out and build a business. I know what to do. And I realize there's not some secret formula. There's not a secret formula. It's like really, really simple. It's just about doing it. So I hope to simplify that a little bit. And to hopefully the process, maybe you'll be inspired to go out and realize you have the ability to change people's lives on a bigger scale and perhaps even a global platform eventually. But it all starts with just being faithful, I feel like, to the people right around us that are part of our life. And through the power of this business model, it'll start with 1, 2, 3, and it'll spread around the world. How would you like to have a global impact? That'd be pretty cool, right? You might say, wait, who, me? Yes, you. So that's, I want to start with that. Where's my clicker? I want to, and actually I'd like to have my wife, she's gonna, with the kids and all, I'm so grateful, they've been great today, but she's gonna get them out, take them somewhere. So she'd love to stay here all afternoon, but I'd like for her to share a few things with you about why we're excited about, I don't know what all is on her heart, so I just wanted her to share whatever's on her heart. But one of the things I think she'll touch on is why, how many of you have families or no families? right? I want you to hear a little bit just from her with 6 kids. She actually runs our business. Again, we weren't going to give up our business. That's worth way more to us than what we earn out of it each year, which has been fantastic by God's grace, been blessed. But it's also a business we want to pass to the next generation, future generations like Bob's family did, and it's something we want our kids to grow up in. And so my wife continues to build our business, to manage the business as I serve all of you. So you give me, and let me tell you, I can't give her enough credit. I am blessed with an amazing wife.
You are.
I married her.
Amen.
We've been married 15 years. I've known her since I was 5 years old. The best thing that ever happened to me was when I was 5 years old, meeting her. My life never the same. And she is the most encouraging to me with the challenges, and the challenges we've taken together, and moving out here across country and taking on this challenge. You might see me on Tuesday night calls and Zoom meetings and all, but we are very much partners in this. I cannot do it without her.
Yay, Chelsea.
I love it when Josh just puts me out there because I don't know what's on my heart, but we'll see. No, he's, I'll just say I chose him when I was 5 because I told him I was going to marry him. So if you guys hear anything else from him, it was actually me who made the first move on that preschool relationship. But no, is this really loud?
Yeah.
So I'll just share with you kind of what this business means as a mom and why we're on this mission. So first of all, I wanted my children, and seeing Josh and knowing him all these years, he grew up with a totally different mindset than I did. So like being able to work with him and develop that entrepreneur spirit, and that's what I want in my children, that mentality that we want to live a life of impact. And so that is, I have just developed such a passion for what we do because it has been the vehicle for me to stay home for 15 years and be able to, birth 6 children and feel great afterwards. So like my belief level in the products went way up. I didn't grow up with the nutrition mindset at all. And so being able to do this for the kids and see the effect of what good nutrition does, and being able to, I just count myself blessed because having 6 children with no health issues, they've always slept through the night. I don't have, I've never had a bedwetter. I've just been so blessed because I see so many moms out there who are ready to pull their hair out and just go insane because they're dealing with all kinds of behavioral issues and allergies and issues there, and they're actually tying to nutrition and what a child got in the womb. So it's like, even as simple something as bedwetting, they say that is very linked to nutrition for a child. And how? So I mean, I don't know. That's probably going on a rabbit trail, but even simple things like that I'm like, wow, nutrition plays a role in how their bodies function and how they respond to life, and then they can be here all healthy, no allergies, no food allergies, thank God. So that right there, in a world that we're in, where people are crying out for help, people are crying out for their children because they're either dealing with a behavioral issue or they're dealing with an allergy. It's just, I bet everybody here has a family member or somebody they know and they're dealing with that. And I'm not saying that's all preventable. I know some of it's going to happen, but a lot of it we know is how how we're developing, what nutrition is getting in our body to feel well and face the challenge every day. So I love that, and I tell my children in this process, they're along for the ride. Sometimes they're drug along for the ride. But I say, look, we have such an opportunity right now to be a light, a hope, and that's what this tour that we're on. I tell the children every time you pop out of that bus or people hear you through that bus, you're going to be inviting them into our life, or you're going to be repelling them away. The energy you come out with, that smile, or that bad attitude that we deal with a lot, as we're getting used to close quarters. So, so kind of what the past 15 years have been for me, and those who are looking at the business, with a new mindset, a fresh mindset that I had no clue. I literally asked Josh, I said, we're going to be peddling with vitamins. What is it you do? I mean, I knew he made an income. I knew he took me on a trip to Cancun that he won, so I thought that was cool, but I didn't understand the concept. But the thing is when you look at, when I looked at the 9-to-5 jobs, when I looked at what, you know, my parents did as a living, which was awesome. My mom had a very entrepreneur spirit, but there was a different mindset that all of a sudden came for me, and it was most jobs were trading time for money. But with something like NeoLife, you're building up a residual income. So what Josh is going to share with you is so simple, but it's also simple not to do, as we all know. But it's that whatever you work on now, it's not only going to improve you and you're going to become a better person, your personal development, but you're going to, that, you know, say that customer or that life you change right now is going to bless you and that person for decades. And that's one thing I see is, so even before I even knew what we were doing, the people I shared with NeoLife 15 years ago, they're still in my life. And I tell people when I'm talking to, maybe it's a hairdresser or somebody, I say, look, you're going to have clientele just come through and move. How are you going to, what service can you provide for them after? And so with NeoLife, it's like a family. You welcome them into your life, you get a customer, and they're for life. And I have found my best friends through this business. And we moved to San Jose 3 years ago when Josh went on full-time corporate. And this is the last thing I'll talk about, is the amazing relationships you will get through a business like that. I mean, Bob knows, we have several people in here who can testify to that. But we moved, I knew not one person. And I can't tell you how thankful I am for that NeoLife business, because it allowed me, I have my car wrapped, so when the kids were going to school in that area, a little private school, and right away people knew what I did. But I developed the closest relationships that helped that homesickness I would have had, and I still kind of have, because they're not my sisters and they're, you know, my blood sisters, but they're my NeoLife sisters, and the lives that have already been changed. And what's so neat is with a business like that, you just you're opening yourself up. You know, I'm just sharing my lifestyle with people, and I started the fitness classes, I started I've done bread making classes. By the way, if you guys smell fresh bread, the bread just came out. I'll slice it, and you guys can just get whatever you want, but it's really good when it's warm with the butter and honey. But I do that, and so it's just a way for me to tap into the community and provide a service and invest in people where they see it's not just NeoLife. And I have lots of friends who are, you know, NeoLifers is what I call them, but they're still my friends, and it's still you can carry a relationship. And hopefully, I say, look, even if you never try NeoLife, I hope through fitness, I hope through healthy eating, and whether they see my posts, that it inspires you just to live a little bit healthier. Maybe it's that little tiny choice you make to drink water instead of a sugary drink that's going to have that compound effect. And we'll never know, but you may have prevented something from, you know, and maybe you'll inspire your children. So as we go about, you know, learning today, keep that consideration. Not only will you make endless amounts of friends, like I did, and literally leaving it was hard leaving San Jose. I mean, the community of moms and women and families that we had, it was just so sweet and special to get that in 3 years. And actually, like within the first year, it felt like we've been there forever. But the information that you get today, what you heard this morning, what you did this afternoon, that you actually think of what he's going to play in your life. You know, what are your passions? What drives you? And that's what I had to think of, because I'm a very shy, introverted person by nature. People don't know that now, because NeoLife, being with them for 15 years, you can't be that and not share, you know. But I have my own way, you know. I have my own passions, and that's what I took in the NeoLife vehicle and just kind of fit that into our family, my passion for healthy eating, which has come through the training of NeoLife. But so that's why, you know, I absolutely love what I do. I love that my children can be a part of it, and I love that I see them benefiting in so many ways through, you know, a home business, but also just realizing that our bodies are a temple of the Holy Spirit, and if we don't protect them, it's just the statistics are telling us what's going to happen. So, with, I guess that I'll have Josh come back up, and we can make the afternoon.
All right, blessed.
Yeah.
Thank you, honey. And it is, I love what she said about working together, getting our kids involved. I love it. And her being a mompreneur, you know, that's how it started with our family. As Chelsea said, me growing up in this business, mom started her first business called Survival Home Cleaning Skills before she lost her health. And that's when us as kids begin to think like entrepreneurs. Now, whether it's children you have, whether it's grandkids, or whether it's other people that you're going to bring in your organization who have kids and grandkids, the impact that you're going to make through this while you're making a lot of money, while you're traveling the world, is going to be amazing. With my mom's first business, my brother started, I remember him thinking like an entrepreneur, and so he told mom that he came up with an idea to collect lightning bugs and put them in a jar and shake it as a nightlight when people went to the bathroom at night. His little mind was thinking though. And you know what happened? You know what he's doing now? He's built robots. He started a lot of different tech startups. Now it's robots deliver packages and greet you in the hallways of apartment buildings. Oh. And yeah, and they'll fix your coffee for you how you like. And so, I mean, and that all, and he never even went to college. He's actually, companies he's built, you know, he runs the teams and raises the teams of PhDs, you know, from Georgia Tech, and he's like, gets it all. It's unbelievable. I'm not that. He's the one that's just, he didn't need to go to college. He learned it all through books. Wow. Yeah, you know, many of the others did. But anyway, that's what he's doing today. But it all started with mom's little business. It all started right there. And for me, that's when I became an entrepreneur, right then. I started businesses after that, little from lawn care businesses to selling. We sold watermelons and power money. You know, it all began then. And it led to 18 doing that. It led to real estate, but all because of a decision mom made. And so I feel like being a mompreneur is like the coolest thing ever. Being a dadpreneur is the coolest thing ever. So, and you know what? My family also, at least you think it's some rags to riches story. You know, it was rags. I mean, we lived on next to nothing. You know, beans, rice, cabbage, very, very plain when I was growing up. So I'm really thankful for that. I appreciate what God's blessed us with after growing up that way, but I think even more so. But my parents, when they started their NeoLife business, they made sacrifices. And this could be the best thing you get out of this. You, in order to succeed in this business, this is not a get rich quick. This is not a, you know, yes, you can get rich, but I'm not telling you it's going to happen overnight. And I am telling you it will be hard work. I don't know of any, personally, I don't know of any better opportunity. In fact, my brother and I were talking yesterday, who's been a part of many of my other brothers' technology startups, many of which failed. And he's had his own failures. And he was talking about, he said, Josh, you know what? I am more passionate than ever about how NeoLife is redefining the world startups. Because most of these businesses are failing. And I remember my wife and I, we've lost a lot of money in some of these tech startups because most of them don't succeed. And the best investment we ever made was in our NeoLife business. But it still takes work. It's like you don't have to worry about the company going out of business. You don't have to worry about the product, you know, thinking it was some genius idea, but then it doesn't actually fill the need that people have, right? You don't have to worry about running out of capital. But what you do have to worry about is, do you have a big enough why? We already talked about that. Do you have a big enough vision? Are you truly committed? Because what you invest in this business doesn't prove or require you to be all in. It's probably the biggest detriment to your success. That you and I'm proud of this though, that we don't go sell people a whole garage full of stuff. We only sell you enough stuff just to keep you started. You know, I'm proud of that, but at the same time, it could really hold you back. Because if you invest $500,000 to $1 million, I know where you'll be 7 days a week. So you just gotta learn. We're gonna talk about some of these pitfalls. You gotta realize where they're at, and you have to put strategies in place to overcome them. And again, back to sacrifice. Dad and mom, they got us together as a family meeting. I can still remember it. They said, all right, here's the vision. Here's what we can create together as a family. Here's the business we can build. But we have a big family, and my father was a pastor. Their desire was for him to be able to, this is mom's dream early on, that dad could be a pastor without taking a salary. And so to do all these things and be able to, you know, they shared the vision of what we could do and travel and do the things, it's going to require sacrifice. So we cut a bunch of things out. Short-term sacrifice is required. It's only 24 hours in a day. And the sooner kids learn that, the better. That's the best lesson I ever learned, was watching us make those sacrifices and then seeing the fruit of it. Does that make sense? So this business is Network marketing, if you have a unique product, if you have a company like NeoLife, it's the most powerful, most amazing thing. There's no reason to exaggerate it. I'm going to always shoot straight with you and tell you it's going to require sacrifice, hard work. You stick at it, you will succeed. Okay? So let's talk about how to succeed, and let's talk about why now. I think this is the most important question we can answer. Talking about having a sense of urgency, commitment, and making sacrifices comes down to understanding why now. And one of the biggest challenges we have is we've been in business since when? 1958. 60 years. We're already in our 60th year right now. So people tend to like, well, 60 years, been around forever. Why now? Let's talk about that. Because I'm convinced of this, so much so that we are making short-term sacrifices. We are all in as a family, and we believe that working with you all, we can do something on a global scale together that we will look back 10 years from now, and we'll say, wow, look what we did together. Okay? So, but why now? I think first let me ask you. If I had a whiteboard up here, which I carry in my car, I thought about bringing it in. We don't need it though. I'd write it on a board. But why now? Let's just brainstorm for a moment. Why do you think now is a perfect time to be building your NeoLife business? Okay. That's a place to start, yes. Now, state of today. Is that state of our health? What about that?
Well, you were talking about it earlier with diabetes and heart disease and all how preventable these steps are.
Yeah. State of our health has never, what we do has never been more critical, I think. I agree with you, Josh. Stephanie.
Probably because people want to stay home more. They want more time with their families instead of working that 50 hours a week, always gone.
Yes. This is the age of the entrepreneur. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And without getting all into that, there's a lot, you see it everywhere, from Uber drivers to, what is it? You were not your room. Airbnb to, yes. Leslie.
Like we were talking about last night, the face of the job world is changing. People are getting replaced by robots,
yes,
for one thing, and we've all heard how you can't have a single career now. You've got to have plan B and plan C. And then there's the people that get older and nobody wants to hire them anymore. And so having something that's not dependent on working
yes,
for someone else, where you're just kind of at their mercy, is, even if you keep working, you should have a second income stream.
absolutely. Thank you. Yes.
There seems to be an increasing awareness now of the need for a change in people's health. Oftentimes they don't hear from their doctor or whoever's in charge of your care. People are looking for people like us who are open to hearing the truth about what they can do for themselves. Yes.
There's a lot of research coming out too about the health of you now affects the health of your children
Yes.
in the future. And it affects the way that they develop and the way your body handles it. So if you're not prepared to start now and be ready for that, for good health for your children, whenever you start.
Yeah. I want to embarrass myself, but it's the only way I'm going to do it. But you remind me your name again. I asked you this morning, was it? Taranae. Thank you, Taranae. Yes, Josh,
The state of technology, you guys talked about before, how some of those of you who come before us and under the pathway, I used to have so much product laying around, but now with
yes,
the website and the Share NeoLife video, you can just sit people down and it's shipped straight to their house and all the other things.
yes, thank you. By the way, that fresh homemade bread is in the back, and I will not blame you if you get keep going, but if you want to grab a slice. Yeah, don't tell anybody. Absolutely. So, you know what, you're right. In summarizing what we covered here, World Health Organization predicts 3 out of 4 deaths by 2020. Does that sound like the timing is perfect right now to get to work? In fact, I believe that capitalism, free enterprise, is awesome when it's defined by discovering a need in the marketplace and filling it. It's a beautiful thing. that's what capitalism in that context is the most amazing, awesome thing, right? And that's what we're about. And we've discovered a need. The need is huge. Now I hope you go out there and make a fortune providing solutions that are critically needed. And then this sums it up right here. This was last year. Every 5 years, the USDA provides their report of where we're at. And so here's what they said. This was every major newspaper. In fact, I was flying up to Washington, Spokane, and layovers in Portland. I picked up newspapers along the way. Every newspaper, the headline was this USDA report. And it said, Americans don't eat enough fruits and vegetables, whole grains, seafood, or dairy. Now, does that sound like pro-vitality or what to you? Whole grains, fruits and vegetables, and omega-3 rich fish, right? And then it said half of all U.S. adults have a preventable, diet-related, you say that? Preventable, diet-related, like, is this not what we do? Chronic disease. It says 2/3 of Americans are obese or overweight thanks to a deadly combination of poor diet and lack of exercise. Now, here's the deal I said earlier. You can tell people eat a well-balanced diet all you want. Even if they do, they still need NeoLife. What I find, though, through our family preaching that for years, decades, the best way to get people to make a change, we discovered, help them make some changes, some small changes, like adding pro-vitality and shake. Then they start to say, huh, that's whole grains, fruits and vegetables, fish, and I'm feeling better. I wonder what happened. I quit putting some of this junk in my diet, started to eliminate a few things, replace it with healthy choices, and now they're on this road of continual health and improvement. And it generally all begins with what you go out there and share, the message of what NeoLife is all about. And so it went on to talk about how diabetes alone, diabetes costs $245 billion. The costs grow even larger when you factor in missed days and sickness. So health industry, you already said this, is growing faster than ever before. NeoLife is uniquely positioned. Do you agree with that? 60 years spotless reputation. Are we positioned now to just take the market over? I don't even see any competition that we have. Oh, I mean, when it's all, I'm not saying there's not one little product here, one little product there, but overall, we have no competition. Zero. I don't even focus on, somebody asked the other day, should I spend time showing? No, I wouldn't. I'd save the time because I've done all that. Every time we want out, I just say, does your omega-3 have all 8? Does your protein have all 22 amino acids? Do you have USDA proof it actually works? You know what? And I don't like to put them down. I just talk about who we are. I build them up. If they're taking vitamins, fantastic. I love that you're investing in your health. If you like that, you're going to love this. And if they don't come around immediately, they'll come around in time as you just love on them, serve them, and you're not desperate. You got to be diligent, but not desperate. Network marketing had its 2 best years ever, the last 2 years in our industry. So I'll tell you, that's one thing that is important too. You can't be shy. As Alan Blaine, by the way, there's if anybody wants to come to Bend, Oregon, I think there's still seats. Bob can check, but there's $20 per person. There's an event happening over in Bend that Chad Johnson's hosting. Alan Blaine's coming down for, and they'll both tell you this. They said, one of the things that they had to overcome as, sometimes you can be a professional and you can take such pride in being a professional that you can be like, well, I don't ever want to be a network marketer. I don't ever want to think I'm a salesperson or whatever. Well, first of all, for me, I had to say, you know what? First of all, do I believe in this? Is this a good model? Yes, it is. When it's done like we're doing it, it's fantastic, most fair, ethical, powerful form of distribution. But you got to be bold and passionate about it. You can't be shy about it. If you are reserved about your business, if you are shy about your business, people are going to pick that up. If you don't present a confident vision for the future, you are doomed from the start. You will only get so far. So I want you to take pride in that. If somebody says, well, I run it every now and then, you'll run across people in any business that will be critical. As you move ahead and you decide to do something great, there's always those who are either trying to protect you or they're jealous and they want to keep you back because they don't have the courage to go out and take a step forward themselves. I don't know what it is. but a lot of times it's love. It's just they're well-meaning but misinformed, right? So I want you to know that I am finding, and we are seeing out in the industry, people are more receptive than ever before. NeoLife's commitment to North America market is stronger than ever. This is what drove me crazy for decades. It seemed like we'd have people, we'd lose people. It was, always talking about what was happening in Africa, and Europe, and Australia. And it's like, listen, I want to build here. We need some support. We need some long-term vision here. The early days, the early decades were amazing. We went international, and a lot of our focus was over there. Those of us who have been around a long time know the story. And one of the things I had to know to come on board, I was a little frustrated on that side of things. I could never sell anything else. I could never be involved in anything else because I couldn't sell something I didn't believe in 100%. I couldn't look you in the eye and say, every dollar you spend here, you're going to get more than dollar value. So, I got, just because of growing up in this industry, I got offers like some of you to join other companies and have, great outwardly opportunities. And I said, I can't do that. I can't. I've been spoiled to know quality and to know a company who did it right. But why can't we really all pull together and do something really special in the U.S. market? And I'll tell you something, together, as great as the 60s and 70s were in this market, we're going to go back, and a lot of this began back in those decades, right? Together, and Bob's business is growing that you all are a part of. Sales are going up, as Josh shared earlier, and that means more lives are being changed than ever before. And when we came on board, I can tell you, I'm committed. Jerry's committed, Kendra's committed, and I'm committed. I want to share a little story with you, not to impress you, but impress upon you that you won't succeed. I've already said it one way, I'm going to say it a different way. You will not succeed in a big way unless you have this kind of commitment. And this is what I've discovered in my life, and I know you have in different areas of your life and applies to this business. But when we came on board, my wife and I had private conversations, which I didn't share in the early days, but we discussed that if we were going to do something and look you in the eye and say, come here and say, I want to ask you to go all in, that I had to be all in. And that meant, I told Chelsea, I said, you know what? One of the reasons we weren't sure if we even wanted to buy our first year out here, we were like, you know what? If they called me in the office, because there was a lot of changes in the past in this market with salespeople, or they were trying things, and it wasn't the same commitment to other countries for a time. And I said, if they come in and say, hey, it's not working out or not happening as fast as we expected, you're gone. I was going to show up the next day and say, I'm here for free. Kick me out the door. I've got my own business, so it'll be a little harder for you. I'm kind of a part of this family, so it'll be a little harder. I'm showing up for free. Let's go at this another year. And my point is, you have to have that kind of commitment. When you look your promoters in the eye and you bring them on board, you should feel the same way I felt looking you in the eye, and asking you to come on board. That you say, I'm not trying this. I'm not testing the waters. You find, first you ask yourself, do you believe in the products? Of course. You don't need to understand it all. Don't, please, get the scientists to understand all that. That'll hold you back unless that's your calling, to be a scientist. But do you believe in this? If you do, then you've got to commit to it. And it's not about, does it happen fast enough for you? Guess what? Other people took off faster than me. 18 years old with buck teeth and insecurities and challenges and things I didn't know I needed to learn. I didn't grow fast. I didn't grow as fast as others did, but I'm still here. And that's the question you got to ask: will you still be here? Will you be here 5 years from now? And that's the toughest message for me to deliver, even at leadership school, because I don't know who those people are. They're always the people generally you least expect. People who you think will be here and will blow it up, generally the people who don't. And it really comes down to a book that I've read recently I love, still finishing, called Grit. Do you have passion and perseverance? Enthusiasm, even though it's rarer than it should be, it's actually commonplace compared to passion and perseverance, which comes down to, she likes to define it as grit. Do you have the grit to stay long term? Believe in something, pursue it until you succeed. So, y'all, I'm determined, I'm committed to you guys. I'm so thankful for all you did to pack this room out earlier. This is, I believe, the next 5 years will be amazing in Eugene, thanks to y'all's commitment and your grit and being a part of this mission here. So give yourself a huge round of applause for having that. So I'd like to, speaking of NeoLife in North America, I would like to run through the NeoLife Club real quick, and if you have any questions, I already did this at the end of the meeting, because I do this I close every meeting that way. But I want to make sure nobody thinks there's any questions. Benefits of club membership, join for free. Those benefits there. Any questions there? Okay. Step 1, choosing a health pack. That makes sense, right? You know, people can start anywhere, any of our products, but our websites will start them with giving them a place to start, a suggestion, and that's a health pack. And that's based on the latest science, shows it's undisputable that we all need more phytolipids and phytosterols, fruits and vegetables, and omega-3s. Does that make sense to everybody? You can stack anything you want on top, but let's keep it simple too, because yes, my mom takes a bowl full of vitamins, I take a ton, but I try to be careful how much I overwhelm people in the beginning, right? Because it's baby steps. Start somewhere. And you don't have to be a scientist to understand everything, to understand everybody needs this. I don't care what your health challenge is, you need that. People say, well, what about, I remember my first tour as a corporate, this line of people trying to be scientists, and they realized they had to go because our scientists will take time to answer all the questions and stay as late as necessary. And this lady said, I don't know if I'm going to get to the front of the line in time. Let me ask you, I got this whole page of health challenge. What about this and that and this? I said, all right, I'm not sure if you're going to like my answer, but it's scientifically based. Breakfast pack, yep, breakfast pack, yes, and that first breakfast pack. Now, I'm not saying the scientists won't say add this, add that, but they're always going to begin there, and that should give you absolute confidence. You don't need to be a scientist. You don't need to know any more than you know right now, today, to go out and change the world. Okay? Until you see everybody on a breakfast pack, there's a lot of work to do. And if you want to add other stuff, great. Some people need extra digestive help, yes. You know, the other products, great add-ons, yes. But they'll all be helped. They'll get help with even just that. It may not fix everything. Are you with me? Am I making sense? It may not do everything. But you got to feed, nourish, protect the cells first. Okay? So get that message and help me go out and change the world and get that in everybody's hands. Then we can talk about the rest. And our Monday night conference calls, by the way, once you bring people on board, the idea is to introduce them to the back office that we have, all these resources and videos and Monday night, actually it's turning to Tuesday night, starting this coming week. Conference product calls are now Tuesday night. I replaced it with the leadership call, and leadership call, I'm getting ahead of myself, the leadership call moved to Monday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So, but that'll introduce them to the other products, but you just start with the core. U plus 3 equals free, everybody understand this? Yep. Okay, remember, U plus 3 on a health pack. We can't conclude all the products. Again, this also helps people stay focused on the core products. You want a health pack, get 3 people. They don't have to be the same health pack you're on. They could be on any of them, as long as it adds up to 3 times your health pack. Does that make sense? You get 6 or more, you get 2 health packs free. We have people getting $400 of free products a month. Crazy, right? So make that your goal to get yours free, help others get it free, your business will start exploding. Health challenge. You can log into the app, enroll people into the challenge, the fitness, the weight loss, or both. But honestly, you need to do this. The business. I never make it more complicated than that in the beginning. I'm going to get a little deeper here, but all you really need to understand is this. If each person did 100 points, which a breakfast pack is 90, and people are generally adding a tea, a bar, CoQ10, glucose balance, something to it, shampoo. Unfortunately, now I don't use very much shampoo, but there's plenty of other products for me. That's supposed to be fun. But this is 5,200 points right here. A director is 4,000 points. So I like to show a conservative model. I want you to have more than 4,000 to have a solid, stable business. Does that make sense? Each person had 100 points. Now, I don't care how you do it, how it's structured. As long as it equals 4,000 points, you're a director. But you should have 5 so you get a car bonus. You want to earn more, simply to help 6 people do what you did. And now it just becomes about duplication. All right, so let's get a little bit into the compensation plan. Go a little bit deeper, but that was all you needed to know. Okay? But first step is, well, first step I should say is promote, but you shouldn't start there. You should start as a manager or a senior manager. That's why I'm starting here with this first steps. Manager, you purchase a manager business kit or accumulate 500 points between you and all the people in your organization. Okay? Buy a kit or make this individual sales and build up to that point. Any questions there? Okay. Maintain that to earn prizes at convention. We give away a bunch of free product and all just for being a consistent manager. Here's the deal you got to realize. Some people are going to be happy to just be a manager and senior manager every month and be a part of what we're doing, a part of this family, a part of our mission. That's okay. So what's your dream? What's your goal? We'll help you get there. If you want to stay there, we'll recognize you and incentivize you for that. Senior manager, ideally you purchase a senior manager kit. By the way, people who are the most successful in their business start with a kit. If they don't make an investment in their business, it's oftentimes a sign they're really not all in, they're really not committed. And it makes sense to have some products to sample and products to be used for shake and learns, which we'll talk about that, for one-on-ones or in-home sample packets. We have had tons, in fact, had directors, and people just seeing our cab, our car, and saying, and they say, if I shared a sample packet, will you try it? Let me know what you like. So you need a kit to have some samples, right? I don't know if the gentleman is still here. You know, one guy came here and just followed the bus in. Did Chelsea introduce you to him? He followed the bus in, and as soon as we pulled in, we're jumping out and running in. What's NeoLife? Chased us down. Yeah.
Wow.
But, by the way, in case I don't say it later, wear the gear, wear the hat. One director, the whole line came from just having a hat on like Bob. He said, what's NeoLife? The car is not so much the people who chase you down or ask you. It's generally more. Here's the biggest reason you put on your car. Because this business, just like being a realtor, it's not just our business. Same thing in real estate. Tons of people become realtors that never saw their first home. In fact, a majority of people become realtors never saw their first home. It's easy to get in, easy to get out. Didn't cost a whole lot. Yes, you spent a while studying, but you didn't have to go to college. You didn't have to go in debt for it. I forget, $500, $1,000 to go through it. Not that big of a deal. They get in, they get out. Okay, now when you wrap your car, when I say wrap, it could be a full wrap or it could be simple as $400. $600 in the Bay Area is more expensive, but like we did, just put NeoLife down the side, back. You know what happens? When people see you in line at school, you driving around the hardware store or at church, and they see you wearing a hat as well, that links you to your apparel, to your car, or knowing you. Maybe you shared NeoLife one time with them. They're like, no, not interested. Every time they see you, they think about that car. Every time they see it in the parking lot, wherever you're a part of, circles that y'all are a part of, they see it and they go, Bob's committed. Bob's right. You must be. Put it all over your car. You must be. A business, a plumber who has his car wrapped. Do you think he's more? I mean, if you have nothing else to base it on, and you see 2 plumbers, one's got a truck with nothing on it, the other one is wrapped, and you're trying to find a dependable, committed plumber who's going to be around tomorrow, who would you bank on? Of course. They think you're serious. I'm telling you, just that alone will bring so much business in. And a little tiny sticker that you put on the back of your car, put it on, put it off. It's easy. Doesn't show any commitment necessarily. Very little. People do that all the time. Maintain to earn prizes. Okay, we got that point. Director. We already showed you director model. Now, if you want to become a director from month 1, purchase a manager or senior manager kit and accumulate 4,000 points and become the director your first month. Okay. If you want to go to leadership school, how about Wayne, Leslie, Gina, and Tony?
Had a great time last weekend.
They went to leadership school, so I want you to hear how incredible it is. So yes, they what?
Oh, they had a fabulous time. Besides getting an education from those who are doing it and who are successful and very willing to share, which is a wonderful thing about this. It's like family, isn't it? They also got an opportunity to stand up in front of the others and put it into practice, like opening a meeting, telling your own story, and so forth.
We practice, lots of practice, lots of engagement, hands-on. Yeah.
Besides doing a little archery and some fun things.
Yes. Besides the panoramic views of Clear Lake and wine and cheese and hors and cornhole games, tournaments, and
And sitting by Jerry Mansfield and Kendra.
yeah. I mean, you're spending time with. I mean, you have to throw these terms around, but you'd be a billionaire and give so much away. He's close to that, even so. But he's just hands-on, involved. Kendra, it's teaching financial lessons for life. I mean, literally, he does a whole session on just how to manage your money, how to steward your money, how to grow your money. When do you have somebody like him share those kind of lessons? This is not just any company owner or chairman. This is a guy who's owns bunches of dealerships, just investments he made over the years. 225 close to 3,000 acre beautiful estate winery you're going to stay on. That breathtaking moment you pull in. It's unbelievable. He's owned that ranch since 1973 and turned it into an award-winning estate winery. Yeah. Incredible. Largest underground cave system in North America, as far as we know, still at this point. Maybe the world, one of the biggest in the world. You go through, there's miles of caves that he has built into the, to this sustainability. You'll love that. And all the stories and the stuff that he had, his vision. Everything he does, first class. That's why NeoLife, no compromise, quality. So you'll find the same thing in the winemaking process. So they take you on a tour of how they do it, how they use a natural yeast instead of adding yeast like so many others do, and how they want it all to be grown, everything on the estate winery harvested, ideally consumed there. I mean, the whole story is amazing. From the tiles to, and the breathtaking architecture and all, but it's from the tiles to the stones to the beams to the everything of the repurposed.
90-year-old olive trees were just planted.
It's amazing. The tour will have you like, but anyway, why do I say this right here? Become a director and maintain it for 6 months, you get to go. One of the things that I asked for the moment I joined, got in corporate, I said, the sooner we send somebody there and they experience this, they need it early on, not as a sapphire, but as a director. Anyone can become a director in 6 months. Anyone. I mean that. Not everyone will become a diamond. Now, you could, depends on whether you're willing to go through the growing pains, the learning pains, the personal development to get to that level, right? Anyone can, but few will pay that price and make that commitment. Become a director, anyone can do that. It's part-time. You can do that. When you get there and you experience that, you should be able to, from there, at least get to Sapphire Director. Bless you. Which is an amazing place to be. I'll show you in a minute. You get world lifestyle trips to Cancun, Hawaii, trips like that every year. So it's happening. It's an easy trip to win, but life-changing, and people are doing it. And so to do that, you do director for 6 months, which will make you an Emerald Director after 3 months. You can start earning car bonuses. So I already showed you that model. Now, I want to go a little bit deeper because I think at this stage, at this training, we should make sure we understand sales volume bonuses. Now, I'll show you why here in a second. If you're brand new and you don't catch it immediately, no problem. You don't need to know it. NeoLife won't make a mistake. I've never had to make a mistake on my check. We make mistakes, but they're very good at tracking commissions. I've never seen mistakes there personally. But so what I mean is you don't need to know it. Just go out and share and care, and the checks will arrive. But 250 points. Every product has a certain amount of PV. You get to 250 PV, you get a 3% commission. By the way, the commission is paid out on a number greater than PV. You might say why, I'll bore you with the details, but we're an international company. So we got to deal with the international, all these different markets. We have ways to measure sizes of business that are the same around the world. Also, prices go up, with inflation and cost of raw materials and all. But you'll sell the same number of Pro Vitalities today as you did 20 years ago. Become a director. The PV doesn't change. We have built-in inflation controls for your business. that's naturally adjust, but the PV always stays the same, but the number this is paid out on is constantly going up, right? So 3% of 3%, you're 250, you get 3% commission. 500, you get 5%. 1,000 is 10. 2,000 is 15. And 4,000 is 20. Now that is one of our bonuses. There's others, but that's the one you all want to know about from the beginning. It's your sales volume bonus. How do you get top of the chart at 20%? Now immediately, when you come in, become a promoter, you're saving 25% right off the bat. That's the difference between retail and wholesale. So that's already there. You can do what you want with it. Some people sell it retail, some people sell it wholesale. That's up to you. You immediately get that stuff. But this is what the company is then going to pay out to you in the form of sales volume bonuses. Now let's look at this here. If Josh and Samra have 1,000 PV, they're earning a 10% commission. And let's say that Bob was at 4,000, which he is, but he does way more than that, you know. But he has 4,000, so he's getting that 20%. He's at the 20% commission level. So let's say Samra's here, Bob's there. He's getting the difference. What's the difference between 10 and 20? 10. So he's earning 10% on their volume. Now, one of the things I want to point out is no one in this room that I know of has ever asked this question, but you may be thinking it, and I want to encourage you, don't fall for the trap of thinking, well, if I keep Samra below 1,000, where she's earning 5%, then I would get 15% on that, right? Don't ever go there. Why? Because that'll sabotage your business. You want your people to earn the highest sales volume bonuses possible, because as they grow, so does your business. Ultimately, you want them to get here. Then you say, well, wait, Josh, how do I earn anything on that? Because if it's a max of 20% and they reach 20%, there's no difference there. Let me get to that in a moment. But also remember this before we go there, because we have another bonus that takes place. When they get to 4,000, we're about to get there. You get leadership development bonuses. That's where most of my income comes from. And that's what you want to develop other successful franchises or leaders, whichever word you want to use. But remember this too. Bob wouldn't be at 4,000 unless he had people at 1,000 and 2,000. Bob doesn't want to handle all those customers himself, right? So he's more than happy, excited that they're getting to 1,000 and 2,000. That's all adding up and helping him also to grow. It's a win-win business. Now, before I move to the next point in our compensation plan, I want to pause for a moment, and I want to talk to you. Now that you know this, how do you grow your volume? How many of you here would like to see your volume grow 50% the next month?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. This is not rocket science I'm about to show you. You might even fall asleep as I show it to you. If you stay awake, you won't. If you won't, and you actually do something about this, your business will grow this next month. Okay, that's my experience. So 3 steps. Number 1, as your business begins to grow, keep track of it. Now, don't be sitting in front of your computer all day long. Get out and meet people. Okay, there's a balance to this. But keep track of what people are doing in your organization. And after the close of the month, so right now, the month closed on Thursday. Okay, so we're in the month of September now. So as soon as everything resets, the beginning of next week, there's always a day or two just to make sure everything closed right, no errors or anything that needs to happen. But once it resets, you want to go through. Actually, take that back. Before it resets, this weekend you should go home, click on your back office on performance, print that out. Print it out. And then, starting on Monday, start calling people and saying, hey, congratulations on hitting the 250 mark, PV mark right there. You got 3% commission. Congrats. Celebrate the little things. Celebrate the milestones in the journey. Then ask them if they know how to reach the next commission level. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Most of us aren't doing it. We're not celebrating. We do that with our kids. Good parents are like, great job, you did this, you can do, what's your goal for next month? Right? Oh, you did. Yeah. There's examples in this room. So congratulate them, ask a question. Do you know how to get to the next level? Show them, plan some shake and learns, plan some events, show them how. Next thing, on the 15th of the month, Have something on your calendar where like an alarm goes off to remind you to do this. Because you'll get so busy enrolling new people and building your business, you can overlook this. On the 15th, look over your report, your performance. That means people were doing something that month. And congratulate them for being within reach of the next commission level. And ask if you can help them. Is that simple enough? Can you see how, Josh, how that would work? How just noticing it, one, they feel like they were noticed and appreciated, when you offer to help them reach the next level. Now, if they say no, great. Well, congratulations on what you're doing. If I can ever be of help, let me know. Right? So it's very low key, but it can yield tremendous results in your organization. Not can, it will. Overall, it will. On the 25th, don't wait till the last day of the month. That's what most of us are doing. The last day, well, now you don't have much time. Back up a few days and begin looking over your month again and say, congratulate them. Let's say they have 900 points and they're close to 1,000. They're going to double their commission, right? I mean, the sales volume bonus will double. The volume's bigger too, so it's going to, even higher growth. But congratulate them on being so close. So I would call Wayne and say, hey, Wayne, ring, ring.
Yeah.
Hey, Wayne, how are you? Awesome. Hey, I just wanted to call and congratulate you. I was looking over and I noticed you have 850 PV this month between you and your customers.
Oh, wow, that's pretty great.
That is.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, you should be. Awesome job. Did you know that you're close to 1,000 points? If you get to 1,000, your commission doubles from 5 to 10%.
I didn't realize that.
I'd like to ask a question. Did you know? Right?
So at 1,000?
The 1,000 PV, your commission will double. So that's another 150 points, and your commission will go from 5 to 10. Now listen, I don't want you to feel any pressure, but I'd rather you get the extra commission than me.
Really?
Now you see how what that show him. Now is it good for you? Of course it is. If you have the right mindset, it's fantastic for you. Okay, it's going to grow exponentially your business by doing this. But it also does show that you're caring about them, because if they hit that next mark, you don't need to explain it all to them. I don't say, well, I would earn go from here to here. I just use that one line. And that was something I discovered many, many years ago. I was like, how can I, in one sentence, portray to them that I'm looking out for them without trying to be a martyr either, but just say, I'd rather you get the extra commission than me. Does that feel good? Now, Wayne, how can I help you? How can we help you get to 1,000 points?
I try to use more product or find somebody else that needs it.
That's true.
A couple days yet.
Couple days, yeah. 2 breakfast packs. Bob, I see that you already have 1 person on a breakfast pack on auto ship. 2 more, you'd have a free health pack next month too. Plus have your 150 points. Or Bob, what if I came over tomorrow night? We could help you invite a couple friends over, do a little shake and learn. Might I'm hungry, come hungry, leave after having shakes for dinner.
Sounds like a good idea.
Awesome.
Appreciate your call.
You see this? Now it takes some being intentional, but this is a business we're building. That's what I'm here to remind you. You got to treat it like a business. If you had a business, right? You have a store, you're going to be looking over your numbers, tracking what's going on, being professional about this. All right, let's move along now. How do you climb the chart, the career ladder with NeoLife? Well, this is where being a director is the first significant step, right? That's manager, senior manager, there's director, and emerald director is just a consistent director. So the next step beyond that is sapphire. This is what we call our world team chart. You become a member of our exclusive world team. Now this is where, within the definition of our plan, you become a leader. A leader is somebody who's not only built a director or consistent director in emerald business, but you're teaching other people how to do it too. You're helping them. You're showing them. And you develop 1 director underneath you with a total, let's say you have 5,000 points and they have 5,000 points, which is the model I showed you earlier, 2-step. You would be a sapphire and you'd be invited to Maui in October. You'd also be earning a $600 car bonus in addition to your regular sales volume chart, your sales volume bonus, and leadership development bonus.
Wayne and Leslie are going right there.
Wayne and Leslie are going, yes. And your daughter's going. Gina and Tony are going.
Yeah, 100%.
Isn't that amazing? Wow. So who wants to go with them? This is one of my favorite trips always since I was a teenager. Was getting to Sapphire as fast as I could. And there for a while, I actually hung out there for a little bit. Because for a while there, that supported us in the beginning, earning on average about $3,000 a month. When we first got married, $3,000. That was cool for us for a while. We traveled, had fun, lots of freedom. And we said, we're ready to earn more. We need to get to 100,000. You know, so you grow as you dream bigger. But this is a fantastic place to at least get to. Now, I want to share with you a quote that can I share a quote with you that changed my life? It's not an exaggeration. This quote right here, literally, I think I learned it. I can still remember sitting on the couch watching the video when I heard it. I was 19 probably, and I changed the quote a little bit to really apply to my life and my philosophy. But it says, the quote is about how to maximize your impact and create wealth in the process. Here's how it goes. This is something the wealthy understand, that even the middle class oftentimes overlook. Here's the first half of the quote. Maximum impact and wealth is hidden from those who must do everything themselves. Now let me start with maximum impact and wealth. My desire is for every human being on the planet Earth, to live a life of maximum impact. Don't we all want to get to the end and feel like our life counted, it mattered? We made a difference, okay? So I want that for everyone. Now, in the context of what we're doing with NeoLife, if you create a big impact, the wealth will just come along with it, okay? Because we've discovered a need in the marketplace everybody needs, and so your success, if you're successful, you will also build wealth at the same time, okay? And so wealth, or maximum impact and wealth, is hidden from those who must do it all. How many hours in a day do y'all have in Eugene, Oregon? I know it's a silly question, but just think about this for a minute. You have 24 last I checked, right?
Last year was 24.
Last year was 24. In Silicon Valley, would you believe things move really fast there, right? Would you believe they have the same amount of time? It's all about how you leverage the time. So the middle class says things like, if I'm going to do something, to get something done right, I got to do it myself. Okay? Well, it's true. Problem is, you only have so many hours a day. If you got to do everything yourself, you can only get so much done. I can only handle so many customers. If I were a lawyer, nothing wrong with that profession at all. But I can only, if I'm trading time for money, I can only handle so many clients. Now, I can, as I offer more value, I can go up to a certain point what I could charge per hour. But then once I max out at some point, I'm limited by that times the number of hours in my day. So I can try to work harder, I can try to sleep less. Those are the only things I can really control. Doctors, same thing. When you understand how to leverage things, which employees has been, oftentimes that's the way that people try to leverage. They try to leverage the impact, the work, the performance of so many employees. But the problem with that is employees, well, you ever manage employees, it can be a headache. It can be you're running like a daycare center. No put down to any of us, but you got to manage employees, right? In this business, you own your own business. So you're inspiring people, showing them how to build their own business. You don't have any employees. Beautiful. You don't build any of the paperwork and all the responsibilities that come along with that. So, but you're still leveraging other people's time, talent, and resources. So the other half of this is maximum impact and wealth is reached by those patient enough, again, I already told it, train, educate others. And when I understood that concept, all of a sudden I realized, I really got it. I was like, man, that affects everything. My work with nonprofits, that affects my, being involved in ministry, everything. It affects, I want to live a life of maximum impact. So I need to pour into and mentor a handful of people who are committed to doing the same thing. And that's what network marketing is. If I do that, there's no limit to my reach, influence, and impact. Isn't that pretty cool? So the $1 million question might be, how do you educate and train others in this business, the context of this business? Well, show them as you build 3 and D. In this business, we model the behavior that we want others to do. It's much like parenting, very much like parenting, right? Effective parenting is we don't just tell them what to do, we model it. You know, we don't just say, treat your sister right, we treat our spouse right. You know, we don't just say apologize, we apologize when we treat our spouse wrong. You know, we model these behaviors for our kids. Same thing happens as we build this business. You know, if you have a mindset, I'll just tell employees what to do, you don't have any employees. You have to inspire them. You're right? And so you got to roll up your sleeves and serve them. That's what I love about this business. A legitimate network marketing company, you make zero money by enrolling somebody. You only make money if you help them succeed. Isn't that cool? So let's talk about building 3 and D for a minute. There's not a whiteboard in here, is there? Okay.
You want one of us to run out and get yours from us?
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Thank you. I think, you know, with time restrictions, I think I won't. But building 3 and D. Actually, do remind me of this. I'm going to give all of you a getting started guide, which I did not bring in. It's better to not have it at this moment, but I want to give it to you as you walk out, okay? A getting started guide. So building 3 and D, you're going to focus on 3 people, and you'll have your 3 club members get your products for free, maybe even 6 or more. Get you good. And most people want to be club members, okay? But you want to be intentionally looking for 3 people. Now, these 3, fill in the blanks, could be a club member. It could even be a club member, because a club member, you can enroll people underneath that club member. They just won't make it unless they upgrade to promoter. Does that make sense? You with me there? So it's beautiful. A club member, they may say, I have no interest in building the business. They might refer a lot of people to you. I always connect those people to the club member, because they might change your mind a year down the road. It's happened a lot. We have people who are directors, sapphire directors, and bigger, who said, I have no interest in the business. Bob, is that true? And now they're killing it. So a club member can start out as a club member, but I may still develop underneath them. I call it 3 and D because I'm going to enroll 3 people, and then I'm going to find out who they know. I'm going to go do a shake and learn at their house. And you guys have probably done that already, where you enroll somebody, even a club member, and you say, listen, help me help you. Schedule a shake and learn. Who do you know? And then you reach out to those people. Roll up your sleeves and start building the organization down deep. And if you build down deep, because, and I won't have time to go further, but because the way our marketing plan is structured, our compensation plan is structured, you will succeed. And people will start to say, seeing is believing. The fastest growing #1 world team member in North America built 3 and D. And he built down ahead. People who said, oh, I'm not interested. In between, all of a sudden, they woke up, didn't they? And they came on board in a big way. Do you want to add anything to this, Bob? Okay. So leadership, and as you build 3 and D, you build directors underneath you, you have leadership development bonuses that begin to add up, which are, again, most of my income is built on that. So if you earn 6%, 4%, you may say, well, that's not a lot, but it is. When Ray Kroc died, started McDonald's, if his wife earned 1% on each of these franchises, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. So again, you have to understand, again, leveraging your time, developing other people, helping them succeed. And this is where a lot of your income will come from. I won't say much about this, but I'll say this. If you want to grow, you have to be enrolling club members and club promoters. You need to be an Achievers Club. This is something when it comes to watching your business grow, you need to measure this. How many club members? And we had an event last night for people who were doing well in the Achievers Club. I'd like to recognize Josh and Samra. You guys can guys roll out. Also Wayne and Leslie, awesome job. And your daughter earns a gold medal in the Achievers Club. It's just chilling out in Wisconsin, the Achievers Club. Yep. And Steffi, I know you weren't able to be there, but you were invited based on your success in Achievers Club. And who did I leave out, Bob? Bob Pearson. Yes. Bob always leads my example. You know, Bob, great job, Bob. Thank you for setting that example for your team. So, by the way, how do you get Achievers Club points? You get 2 points for every club member that enrolls, 4 points for every promoter, 2 for every club member who upgrades to promoter, because that's going to happen as you follow up with them. You let them know, hey, did you realize you're getting your 3 for free? Did you know that if you had upgraded, flip the switch, you can earn commissions too? Oh, and I don't upgrade them unless they want to build a business. But again, it's a process for other people too. And then when you help your team enroll people, you'll earn half the points of what you would get on a personal start by helping your team. Because that's the idea, build 3 and D. And you're still earning Achiever Club points. There's no limit to how many you can earn as you start helping other people earn. Does that make sense? So you do that consistently every month, you earn gold, silver, and bronze. This is all available in the back office under incentives. The key is enroll club members and promoters, and you'll be recognized. Also, one other thing I want to say about the compensation plan, and you don't need to worry about this, the flyers in the back office, but you want to start people with a manager or senior manager kit when they first start. Because if you do that, you can earn 20% right off the bat if you start as a senior manager off of new club members and promoters who enroll with a health pack and ownership. Yes, Debbie.
I don't catch that at all. Like, so say I put Gracia and I sign her up as a club member, and she wants to start doing the business.
So you start her as a promoter with a senior manager kit, ideally.
With the senior manager.
If she starts with senior manager kit, then for her first 6 months, every time she starts a new club member or promoter with a health pack on auto ship,
Yeah.
she'll earn 20% the next week. She'll get paid as if she's a director. And it's kind of building a bridge to greater profits, helping them earn more right out of the gate. And then hopefully within 6 months they get to director, and then they're earning 20% on all of that every month.
So the real benefit they want to start finding people.
Yeah, it really helps incentivize them because there's no boss telling you what to do in this business. You got to motivate yourself. So this only applies to brand new people getting started. So she would be a new promoter. She needs to start with a business kit and then help her schedule a shake and learn in the process at her home. You have shake and learn at your home or one-on-one meetings, and enroll new club members and promoters, a health pack on auto ship, and you'll get paid like a director the next week. Yes, Bob.
When she upgrades to promoter, does she get a shot at a really good price on convention registration?
Yes. You also save on convention. Okay. Yep.
So just one little, this always been confusing me. So if she signed up last month, can she still sign up club member? Can she still sign up as a promoter for 6 months?
Yeah.
She gets that.
Starts from the time you become a promoter. Because you're a club member, it's just a customer.
Okay, so even if they've been a club member for 4 months and then they
Yeah. That's why I don't like somebody to become a promoter until they're ready to build a business. I keep my customers as customers. I keep my promoters as business builders.
Okay, that's always been confusing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you something, in the past, it's always confusing to me the way we would enroll everybody as distributors. It's the craziest thing ever. And I built my business that way too, enrolling everyone as distributors, whether they wanted to build a business or not. That made no sense. Now, not in marketing. You know, you want to know who you're marketing to, who you're supporting in your business. So now I have a bucket that's club members. You know, you take care, you know, they're customers. They may eventually become promoters, but right now they're just members of the wellness club. Then when they flip the switch like you're ready to do and become a promoter, now all these incentives, business building incentives are available to them the moment they get started. So help them get going out of the gate right away. They said they want to build a business, they're business builders now.
Okay.
So then once she becomes, Frazier becomes promoter, she's got a shot at convention tickets. She can start working towards going to the fantastic estate winery and for his trip towards Maui at that
That's
point.
right, yep. And she has 6 months to earn those first order bonuses, which will help. And what that means, that is help you earn extra as you're building toward director. So, all right, now let's go through now the getting started guide. I'm going to hand this out to everybody as you leave. So I'm going to move pretty quickly. I'm going to walk you through this, and I'm going to ask you, will you do me a favor And will you spend a little time over this Labor Day weekend going through this book? Because I'm going to move through it quickly right now, but it really necessitates you slowing down and doing a little bit of homework. It won't take long. In fact, if you'll spend 30 minutes going through it, following up on this discussion, you'll get a lot more value.
Okay.
Will you make a commitment to yourself to do that? Y'all invested a lot of time today, and I want you to get maximum value out of it. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, so getting started. First of all, this is every brand new person. As soon as they enroll, you can schedule an appointment either over the phone or in person to take them through this getting started guide. Okay? So, and it's good to revisit and go through it. That'll introduce you to your corporate executives here in North America and some of our top corporate executives around the world. That was, I wouldn't necessarily read the whole thing to your new promoter, but I point out a few things that you appreciate about our culture and what we're about. Again, they'll get this in their kit, but you don't want to take it for granted. I'm so guilty of this in the past. I love people and lead them, a country song. Love them and lead them. I'd sign them up. I had the best of intentions. Now, like, we're going to change the world. We're going to do great things. This person's going to be the next Emerald director, and they're going to be, #1 in North America. I had all these, I saw the potential in them, but I never helped them. I'd sign them up and be like, here, go do it. And it was kind of what happened to me, because by the time I started the business, my parents were in retirement, but I still learned a lot through watching them. But I did my first meeting all by myself. So I was like, oh, hey, go do it yourself. Here you go. Call me if you need anything. Go sign up the next person. Oh, big mistake, right? But I learned the most through your mistakes, right? So now I understand, bring them on board, schedule a meeting, walk them through this, and it will increase their chances of success drastically. And they're going to do what they see you do, right? So do it right. So this will opportunity every stage is to walk through some of the benefits of people in their 20s and 30s, some of the common benefits we see that people want out of this business that it can provide, 40s and 50s, your 60s, going into retirement. So you can look at that yourself. First steps to success. A lot of times I find people just don't even know their website. A few months later, they're like, I need to share it with so-and-so, but I don't know what my website is. Well, why don't you help them write it in their book and then encourage them to put it in their phone, right? Help them be the basics. These little things really make a difference. And so it shows them some of our social media sites so they can connect with the NeoLife family. They don't feel like they're alone. And, in Timbuktu, they feel like they're connected. They see how many people have been inspired by Chandel?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess what? How many of you were inspired by Chandel before you even met him? See, look at that. So connect them, then help them discover their why. This is so important that it necessitates taking 2 minutes. People say, I know it. I've heard this. You got to know your why. Well, let's just slow down for a moment. Why is it so critically important? And I want to use an illustration that, to me, once I heard it, it was the best I've heard to explain why is critical to your business. So imagine that I put a plank out here on the floor, and I ask you to walk this plank on the ground, 10 inches wide, and I give you $20 to do it. Every one of you would do it, right? Of course. Now, what if I took that board and I set it across 200-story buildings and asked you to walk it? Now, I've never found a lady who's stupid enough to say yes, but I have met guys who can do that. That's why insurance for us is so much higher. Our brains develop so much slower. But there's not many who would do that, though. Now, what if I told you that your child, grandchild, the love of your life is in the other building, and the building's on fire. The only way to rescue them is to walk it. Would you do it? Of course you would. I mean, anybody who has children knows they'd run across the thing. I mean, at the very least, you would get across one way or another. You would be there, and you'd leave the $20 behind, right? What changed? Your motivation, your reason for doing it. You have to help people tap into their motivation for building the business. In fact, you're going to tap into yours. Why are you building this business? Because if it's not big enough, you won't do it. Because there is no boss, again, calling you, where are you? Hey, you didn't show up. What happens is people get this business, they're like, yes, I'm my own boss. Nobody tells me what to do. I love it. And then they say, well, we'll take a week off. I won't talk, and we got all the excuses, all the good reasons in the world, right? We sell ourselves on why, we're going to take a week off, why we don't need to do anything, all the pressures we have, all the things going on, all of our excuses. But if we had a JOB, there'd be some accountability at the end of the week, wouldn't there?
Yeah.
You didn't show up on Monday after 3 days of not showing up or showing up late, chances are you're going to get a meeting in the office, right? But you don't even need to have that because the accountability necessitates that you show up. So this business, you got to have something compelling enough, motivating enough to show up. So that's why you need to find out what is their why, and then you need to remind them of their why. Your why will not motivate. My why will not motivate Wayne. I need to find out what's Wayne's why for building a business. And then when Wayne goes through the ups and the downs of why, I can say, Wayne, come on, remember you said the reason why did you say you were building this business? You can do it. Motivate him according to what he wants out of the business. Does that make sense? So you want to revisit your why. So now the book I'm giving you is to ask yourself, what's my why? Here's the most common thing people say. Well, Josh, I want to help people. Guess what? I already know that about you. If you're in the NeoLife business, we are a different company. We attract people who want to help others, who may want to make a difference. We're a very product-driven company, right? We started as a result of a 10-year hospital research study. Unique products. I get that. But guess what? Then I follow up and ask that person, how many people did you talk to last week? Guess what I find out? They didn't talk to very many people last week. I'm like, well, it's not because they have a bad heart. Yes, they want to help people. They need something else to motivate them. Like, why'd you show up at work? Because you love your kids and your family. You got a mortgage to pay and you've got bills to pay, right? One of the things I've learned is as much as I am driven by causes and missions, like we all are, I also realize we need to also not be afraid to talk about helping them get that dream home, buy that car, pay off their debt, put their kids through college. Let's get down to real life. And what is that motivating reason? And you don't know until you ask questions. Is that not making any sense? So you need to get real with yours. Ask your spouse or significant other, like, show them your why. Say, is this my why? Let's motivate me to take massive action next week. And if they say, I don't know, then let's dig deeper. It's really fun, actually, when you get good at just asking questions to discover people's whys. Okay? Now, after that, we'll break down, okay, so what's some lifestyle goals that you have? Maybe it's, what in terms of lifestyle, spend more time with your family, own your own home, be your own boss, eliminate debt. Let's get detailed here. Set business goals. Where do I need to get in order to achieve those things? To buy that car, move into that neighborhood, put my kids in that better school. What's it going to take? All right, now we showed them the director model that I already showed you. Let's get you to at least $1,000 a month. Now, once we do that, we just need to help others do the same. That's simple enough. So I have that drawn out right there. Another word, notice I don't have you at the top, because in this business, it's about lifting others up. You're at the bottom, you put them above you. You're serving them, you're helping them, and service to many will lead to greatness, right? Now, what are we going to do to reach those goals? We're taking them through a getting started guide. They want to know, what do we do? Well, if you go to the event on Monday, you're going to hear Chad, who teaches people $500,000 earners and above for the last 4 years. At least he's earned over $1 million a year in his business, take home income. And his wife's been using these products for 17 years, has seen incredible results with their health. But they're doing a business launch, their official business launch. They're already Sapphire directors. But they're doing an official business launch because he's now ready to join his wife. He's been supportive. But he's like, all right, you know what? Let's make this our business. He wants a part of it now. A lot of times it starts that way. One spouse kicks it off, the other one says, oh, wow, this is like something real here, and gets on board. Well, one of the things that he's been telling us lately here, looking at our business model, the things that we're teaching, he's like, 3 daily success habits. His brother was just telling me just yesterday, said, Chad says the 3 daily success habits are just genius. Guess what? They're simple. But that's what he teaches people simple things, strategies, and helps them implement them. You want to see what the 3 daily success habits are? Sure. This is the key to success in this business. Number 1, use the products. Now, that's the easiest one for our company. But I'm going to take a step further. don't just use the products, use all the products. That's important. Because I find that people will, well, I'll tell you a story. In our home, first of all, you need to know this about me. I'm a penny pincher. I grew up, we were very poor when I was younger, and I learned to value a penny. So I made a rule for myself, sometime in my teen years, I would never walk past a penny without picking it up. Because my parents taught me, if you're not faithful when I was little, you won't be given more. So I was like, hey, I need to start with pennies. And so it's a discipline that's kind of frustrating sometimes because I spot one on the other side of the street. I'm like, oh, I've never broken it yet. So I go pick it up, right? But I think it's important to my mindset and being faithful, right? So knowing that, I found a bottle of soap, some other soap in our bathroom. And so I got the kids together at a family meeting. I'm like, this would be a good life lesson, time. I said, do you know how this soap got in our home? I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but that seems to happen, I don't know how it happened. I don't know how the door got left open. I don't know how the dog got out. Nobody knows, right? Or who placed that or dumped that whole thing over. But anyway, how did it happen? I don't know. Finally, I'm like, all right, we got to figure this out, y'all. We gotta have crime to solve. I say crime, but anyway, we discovered somebody came to our home, a family member came to our home and left the soap. So they weren't there. I said, are they here? We don't be rude. No. And so I picked it up through the trash can. Now, Dad doesn't do that. I don't do that. Like, I'm always pulling stuff out of the trash can. I'm like, I don't ever have them eat it, but I've been known to do that. Like, we threw that away, I'll eat it. There's starving children in Somalia, and we'll send it to them. Like, well, we won't have anything to send them to them if we keep wasting. So anyway, so knowing that about me, it made a point. I said, we sell NeoLife. We don't buy a competitor's product. If we sell NeoLife, it's because we believe in NeoLife, because they have quality products. I'm not going to go to the general store, my competitors, and buy the same product I sell. I'll support my friends and family in their businesses, but if it's what I sell, we're going to be our own best customer. Does that make sense? So use all the products, skincare, cleaners, you name it. And then second, it's critical, share the products. Share the products. Now, I'm going to change this. Well, I have changed this already in this one. Share the products and the opportunity. Notice this morning, I didn't leave anybody out, did I? I don't know. I walk into Walmart, there's a big sign that says we're hiring last week. I couldn't even get her. I had to walk around it to get in the front door. So I'm going to share both because I don't know what they want. But if they want the business, we're going to go right back to the products. So number one, start on the products. So I'm going to help them make a list of people to talk to. Everyone needs to do that. Everyone. I have a list on my phone that I'm constantly updating of people that I need to talk to. Everyone should carry a list or have a list on their phone. And when you start out, put 100 people down. Now, every now and then somebody will have kind of a negative mindset, and it's okay. I don't mind skeptical people or thinking through everything. I like that. But they'll say something like, well, I don't know if I like this kind of business. I talk to my friends and family. Okay, well, let's think about this. If you were to start any kind of business, a restaurant, a dry cleaners, a business in town, who are the first? Are you going to post it on Facebook? Hope so. Or I'm not investing in your business. Are you going to invite friends and family, the people you know, to your grand opening? Of course you are. If you believe in these products, you're going to share it with friends and family. Now, you can be like me, and you can not have any to go to, and you'll still succeed. You can go to them, and they can say no, and you'll still succeed, but you start there. Does that make sense? And then we have a whole business training system with short videos on how to ask for referrals, even if they say no. Built my campaign that way. People say no, I still ask for referrals. The whole art to how to do that is pretty simple. It's all in our business training system in the back office. So how do we share the products? Well, I'll let you go through this later, but we show you how to share your story, how to structure it. Very, very simple. You heard people do it today. 2 minutes. They share their ID. My name is, who's the first person who shared with Marcy. Marcy Wolf. Marcy Wolf. Where she's from. Occupation. You identifying things about you. Shared her problem, health problem she had, the solution. So in other words, the problem was a pain. She shared the pain in her life. You got to share your pain. It could be business pain. It could be income pain. It could be, retirement. How are you going to provide in retirement with the cost of living going up? right? It could be a job you didn't like. So it could be product health pain or income pain. People in NeoLife always share their health pain, but they're shy about sharing why they decided to build a business. Let me tell you something. Don't be shy about that. People are ready and open. I want to support you when you're open and honest. And you share, hey, I'm heading to retirement. What am I going to do with my time? I want to connect. I want to be a part. I want to engage. I want to bring extra income into travel, see my grandkids. You know, whatever. Share the pain, then share how NeoLife is a solution. That's your story. Now, ways to share. Well, this book walks you through how. One-on-one, shake and learns, health talk, shareneolife.com. It's right. I got it right in here. Shareneolife.com. Video. Is that easy enough? Text a link to a video. Did it last night. I'm trying to work on the bus. You know, the guy next door wants to know, hey, what is NeoLife? What do you do? You're wearing a hat. They ask you, hey, if I were to share a link with you, would you watch it? Just text them the link. That easy. Now you follow up. So that's how, lots of ways to share. We show different ways. I'm going to show you a couple. There's a video on every one of your free websites. Every one of your free websites starts with get charged up on nutrition. This little battery here, talking about going from a dead battery to fueled up on NeoLife. Okay. We have the shareneolife.com. Talked about that. We have redefining the world of startups. This is where we at NeoLife may be more bold about bringing on promoters if we're going to leverage our time, talent, resources to have maximum impact. So we created a podcast just weeks ago that I did as a podcast because I thought it'd be a fun tool to share with others. So podcasts are really easy to share. You can just go to your podcast app and share it. Text them the link. We also have an audio link in the back office if you'd rather you get an audio link. But here's an easy way to do it. You share this 21-minute podcast, and it's an interview of me talking about how NeoLife is redefining the world of startups. I talk about the need in the marketplace, how we're filling it, why the time is now, and then I interview our #1 world team from convention, former CEO making $250,000 a year, chose to do NeoLife instead. I think that might help people realize it's real legitimate business people can succeed in. So that's a 21-minute. It's focused on the business, but of course without leaving the product out. But we didn't really have a business tool to address the business.
And that's in the back office, Josh?
It's on your podcast app on iTunes or your Android, or in the back office under audio. So a lot of people are using this now to help explain the business and catch people's attention. Why this is a real career opportunity. Not something you can just make a few bucks. You can, or you can make a lot of bucks. So, all right, personal development. The third, #1 is what? Use the product. #2 is? So whenever somebody in your team says they're not having the success they want, it always comes down to 3 daily success habits. Always. They're either not using all the products, not really committed, but either not sharing the products, or third is personal development. You got to go to the events. You need to be like Samara's parents who drove all the way from Santa Cruz to be here. That's an investment. I don't know if you flew or you drove, but you're here. You drove. You make an investment to be at the events. That's one of the things that Chad was talking about just recently. He's like, with all the events we had, is that we didn't have that in the past. Now we've got all the events are critical to your success. Your kids go to school, right? And they go off to college. You're investing in their education. You got to do the same in our business. Nothing different. And as soon as people say, well, I don't need to go, I'll build the business till I go. That's when they start going downhill to see what happens. You have to be a part of a supportive group, get the training that we need, your best practices to continue growing. All right, now, how do you personal development? Weekly conference calls. Every Monday, we have a product call. Anybody here listen to the leadership calls on Tuesday? That's being changed now to Monday. This Monday, we're off because Labor Day. The all-day event in Bend. You're all welcome to come. It's $20 a person. It's an event being hosted by Chad. You're all invited to that, but that's where I'll be all day Monday. But the following Monday, we'll have our next leadership call.
At what time?
9 a.m. Pacific time. It's going to be like a kickstart call from now on. Kick off your week. If you can't make it because of work, listen to the podcast. It's up within hours. Or certainly always within 24, but generally it's hours. Okay, text reminder service. I want to pause for a moment. If you haven't done this, you need to do it. sign up for the automated text message reminders. Especially important with the calls changing. So let's pause, grab your phone if you haven't done this already. You're just gonna pull up your text message app. Or you know what I'm talking about, how you text message. And instead of saying, I love you, Mom, or love you, honey, you're gonna put in that, you're just gonna put NeoLife. So all you gotta write is NeoLife, and you're gonna send it to the numbers 31, 31, 31.
NeoLife 3131.
The message is just NeoLife. The phone number is kind of weird and easy to remember. It's just 31, 31, 31.
3 times.
3 times. Thank you, Lisa. 3 times. You know, we're talking about shake and learns. You know who helped pioneer the concept of shake and learns in North America? Lisa, at the age of 18 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody get that? So you text, the message is NeoLife, and you'll get a response. It'll say, please enter your name or distributor ID number, voter ID.
231.
You don't have to do, you don't even have to respond, but it's kind of nice to see who's on the list. But
Can you just put in lowercase or do you have?
lowercase does not matter.
If you're on the club, Josh, does it always come on?
No, because you have to
Is there a space
enroll. We
between
can't just enroll you. You
NeoLife
gotta
and
opt in yourself.
31?
Text message reminders. Do I need to stay here? We good? Okay. Podcast, that's the easiest way to access. If you have questions about how to access the podcast, I'll help you after we wrap up here in a few minutes. But that's an easy way. Convention, Bob, you mentioned convention. That's part of personal growth and development. Right now, you can register for only $169. Convention registration is $270. So it's $100 savings right now if you register. A brand new promoter in their first 30 days can register for only $150. And the reason why we do that, we want to give them an opportunity. Every time you're at convention, if you buy tickets that day, you get a discount. But if you're a brand new promoter, you didn't know. It's not your fault that nobody shared NeoLife with you, right? So we have a 30-day window to say.
If there are a couple, can both spouses get it?
Yes, both. Yep. Absolutely. Yes. Okay, leadership school. We already talked enough about that. That's actually that's the room where we'll have the. We do multiple schools a year to keep the classes small, and this is where we meet up here with panoramic views of the vineyards. That's it. And they've actually cleared some more land for even more vineyards up here and up here. Incredible. You look up to the hills, you see it down below. It's breathtaking. World Team Conference in Maui. Again, these are events about personal growth and development. But we recommend you at least do 15 minutes a day of reading a book, listening to a podcast every day, in addition to all of our events. Speaking of events, though, Be Your Best Rally. You should go ahead and mark your calendars for this. January 13th is Atlanta. Toronto in Canada is January 20th. California is the 27th. LA. Okay, you got that? No, that'll happen very shortly. I'll be looking at locations this next week.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that'd be.
July
26th.
Oh, you're right. We did set the date. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You've been on the road.
In Seattle, we
I
can.
know, I set the date, but I forgot.
Okay,
We got a follow-up meeting about the location.
July.
We had a couple places that would work for that date. So we went ahead and committed. That's right. Okay, so now one thing I'd like to do you know what? We're actually at the end. What I'd like to do actually is take a few minutes and go through the inviting formula. How many of you, when you enroll, and then I'm going to come back to that form there, that worksheet, I'm going to ask you to do that on your own. I'm going to walk you through it real quick as the last thing we do. But I want to take a moment, in the back of this guide I'm going to give you has a formula plus scripts on how to talk to people. But do you think that might be helpful for your people?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that you find is if you just do something enough, you learn it. But in fact, my mother challenged me. She said, you need to write it down in scripts so that people can learn it faster and duplicate it. You know, and so we did that. But the first thing you need to understand is the 4-step inviting formula. And this was a breakthrough that happened when somebody said something in leadership school. There wasn't a formula, but they shared this concept when I went to leadership school 20 years ago. And on the plane home, something clicked and it changed everything in the business world. Literally. I don't know if it's the height or if it was processing the information, you know, going over my notes. Something clicked. And you know what it was? Because I think some of you might relate with this. How many of you feel like, I want to help people, I want to build a business that will allow me to achieve my dreams, build extra income, travel the world, all these things sound great. But now when the rubber meets the road to go talk to people tomorrow, what do I say? I don't want to sound like I'm a salesperson. And here's how I felt. When I got started, I felt like people would just pat me on the head at 18 years old and be like, oh, you'd be a good little sales boy one day. And it was like, it was like nails on a chalkboard, you know? It's like, I don't want to be like just another salesperson. Like, I love people. I'm passionate about things I believe in, but I'm not really a salesperson because I couldn't sell anything unless I'm passionate about it, right? But here's why I came across that way. I would, just like those who do it, like me, who made that mistake, passionate heart, a big heart, I'd meet people like, do you take vitamins? You do? Oh my goodness, let me tell you why ours is the better. We have alpha, beta, gamma, delta tocopherols, and alpha, beta, gamma, delta took a treat, Ember Lawson's tapes. Yeah. And I'd break down vitamin E and the whole family. And I would try to memorize all these facts because I felt like I had to. And then their eyes would start to glaze over. And then they'd be looking for an exit strategy to get away. And then I'd be like, what happened, right? Or they'd lie just to get away from me, you know? Or a few of them, it would sink in finally, you know? And you do something even wrong enough times, a ratio will appear, and you'll have success. And over time, you'll get better. But something happened on the plane, and I realized if I just perfected asking questions, getting to know other people, the business would change for me. It changed. From that moment when I landed, things began to change. All of a sudden, I decided, hey, it would be fun to me to walk through a neighborhood. This might sound crazy, but to walk through a neighborhood and just knock on doors and find out what people do for a livelihood. Find out what they, go to a beautiful neighborhood. Like, what do you do? How do you start a business? How do you succeed? Right? Just get to know people. Now, I didn't do that, but what I did discover, if I met somebody on the plane, actually I did, but before I learned that, I knocked on doors. Didn't go very well. But then I discovered, so if I met Wayne, I would say, hi Wayne, how are you? I'm gonna walk you through the 4 steps, actually. I'm gonna take you through the 4 steps. Step 1 is connect. So hi Wayne, how are you? My name is Josh. We connect. I ask questions. Hey, where are you from? I'd ask him for family, occupation, and recreation. So I ask him about his family, ask him, where he's from oftentimes. I would ask him what he did, question about his job, what do you do for work? How long have you been there? Do you enjoy it? When I was writing the next script you're gonna see in the guide, I was at a ball game and I was a long day, a late night ball game. But in this business, you learn to make friends and just greet people, not worry about what you're gonna get out of it, just learn to make friendships. And so I saw this guy leaning against the pole, my wife's talking to his sister, I think, and I thought, I don't even know this guy, and I should walk over and say hi to him. So I said hello to him, how are you? He says, like a lot of people. How many times do you hear this? Oh, a long day, really tired. I said, really, what have you been up to? He said, oh, terrible allergies. And I said, really? How long have you been dealing with that? Oh, for years, up to date. And if you listen, people want to start talking. Because nobody, just to meet somebody who will listen and cares and will hear their pain, you will make so many friends. A study was done on a plane where they sat somebody beside the person and said, just ask him questions. Don't talk about yourself. Just ask questions. And the plane landed. They whisked the person off the plane. How was your flight? Oh, it was fantastic. Oh, it's great. Really? Tell me about, I met the most interesting person. Oh, tell us about them. Didn't know a thing about the person yet. They had been talking the whole time. The other day, I got a text message from a guy. I bought this video for our kids that I thought would be great. And anyway, in the process of buying this, I was talking to the guy, the salesman. He sent me a message that disconnected afterwards. It was like, I was really enjoying the conversation. Give me I'd love to finish the conversation. Yeah, he was enjoying it because I was asking him questions about his life. I asked him, how'd you get on with this job? Oh, he's going into it. You see yourself doing this long term? And he was just having fun. He didn't know anything about it. But he said we had a great conversation. So you get my point? If you just ask people questions, they'll talk. So that guy. Yes, me. Yes, that's right. Right? So in the process, you're listening for needs. If you're a good friend, you're listening for needs. If you discover a need, what should you do? Offer to fill it, like a good friend. If you don't, just enjoy the new friendship, getting to know somebody. Now, here's the other thing I learned. And this will you want a shortcut too? Once I discovered the need, in the beginning, I would dump the truckload on it. Like a dump truck. Like, boom! A whole bunch of tapes, CDs, and first of all, it was me yapping away about how NeoLife, oh my gosh, you have a solution for you. And then all of a sudden, it was again like, now they're backing away again. So then I learned to do what actually is, for all of you, I guarantee you it'll be more fun. I just learned to just tap into pain fun. Ask them questions about that pain. How long have you had allergies? What have you tried? Oh, I tried all kinds of medication. They go from one to the other. Now, what's happening, by the way?
They're loving talking about it.
They're what?
They're loving to
They're
talk about
loving it. Somebody's finally listening to their pain.
Right.
Number one. Number two, they're also ready for solution when it appears because they're going through their mind what they've tried, what they've done, what hasn't worked. Now, keep in mind, sometimes you got to do this thing in 2 minutes. You might be on a plane with somebody and might land. But if you have to, and this could take a year, somebody at church or your club or somebody you run into, it may take a while to go through these steps. But if you just think about these 4 steps, you'll make so many friends and you'll build a successful business. Now, once you discover the need, go deeper. Next, third is invite. It's as simple as learning these words, and they're laid out in scripts. If I knew of a solution, would you be interested? How could you say no now? It's rare. It does happen, but generally you're going to have success at this point. If I knew of a solution, would you be interested in learning more about it? Well, yeah, what is it? Well, I'll tell you what, if I sent you a link to a video, would you watch it? It'll explain more. You might tell your mom's story, your dad's story, your friend's story, the customer story, your story, you might. Or you may just say, just share the link and move on and get on with your shopping or whatever else you're doing. Okay? So, and the fourth thing is most critical is follow up. You got to follow up. It doesn't just happen. People are busy. Life in the 21st century is tons of distractions, more than ever. They may be genuinely interested, but they'll do nothing. And you'll assume, like I have, the person just wasn't interested. Wrong. It's just that you didn't do the work to follow up. So now this will help you with better results in the follow-up, and it's in the scripts. You'll see it. The triple opt-in. I don't push something on them. I make them commit. I get a firm commitment. If not, I pull it back. Pull it back. Now they want it even more. I don't want to shove stuff on them, people. That's desperate. So I ask for a commitment. If they say yes, great. When? Awesome. When do you think you'll be able to do that? Because I can't wait to hear what you like best. I might say, people are saying they wish they heard this information 10 years ago. Another line people ask. But then they say, Tuesday. Okay, so if I were to call you next Tuesday, you want to have a chance to watch it? I get a firm commitment. If they start to back off, I'll say, oh, listen, no problem. I know you got a lot going on. Tell you what, whenever you're ever interested, just let me know. Meantime, I'll share it with somebody else. I really will, because I don't want to come across as desperate. I want to be helpful. I care about people. I'm not pushing up. So there's a balance. Now, the scripts are going to be in the book that I'm going to give you. It teaches the triple opt-in. It teaches the 4-step inviting formula, triple opt-in. Then it shows you how it can play out. We've already showed that one. It also shows you the business. It could be a business need. Hey, what do you do for work? Wayne talks about, oh man, if my boss, this, I'm working more hours than ever, they just cut my pay. You know, it's amazing how people open up and you talk to them. So then you say, do you keep an open mind to the career opportunities? They say, yes, if I were to send you a link. Learn more about our company's expansion. It works. Sincere compliment. Script for that. But by the way, you don't practice these things. Remember I said this business, you will succeed, but if you just go out there and wing it, we don't do that with our jobs. This is a business that can pay you better than your job. It can be your business. You can own it, be like Bob, the third, fourth, fifth generation. But you need to treat it seriously and go through the scripts. So, inviting formula, the sincere compliment, this is the most fun. The last thing I'll say about these scripts is, let's say I'm talking with you and let's say you're a waiter, you're certain, maybe it's store, wherever, but I notice something that I appreciate about you. So I could say, it's really easy to go on to dinner. You can write the meal off too now. And now I'm always sincere compliments, right? Because you think about like any business, if you're growing and expanding, you're looking for talent, people to join your team, but you're looking for people you want to work with. So I would say, my wife and I couldn't help but notice, your enthusiasm, your work ethic, whatever. I'll do this without even telling them about NeoLife. I'd love to do this and see people just make their day. How do I know what they're going through that day? Every time I hear about some suicide, I wonder who encountered that person that day. Who bumped in? I wonder who do I bump into? I didn't realize it. That's going through hell and back. And just a kind word, a compliment, noticing something they did right when everybody's pointing out everything they did wrong, it can save a life, don't you think? So just have fun with it. Let's become just better people and express what's in us. Not even better people, just express who we are and our love for people. That's what I love about this business. But in the midst of a sincere compliment, I might say, dude, I'm so sorry, it's Victor, right? Victor, do you keep it? How could I forget the youngest brother of the Pearson family? Victor, do you keep an open mind to other career opportunities? Yes. Victor, listen, I gotta run. But if you always don't be in a hurry, be busy, not desperate. People want to work with busy people going. It's also good for you because you want to fly sometimes and you want to tell someone about NeoLife, but you don't have an hour, right? But Victor, I need to run. But listen, if I were to share with you a podcast link, an interview with I'm still playing around with what words to use for this podcast. But if I were to send a podcast link to you, would you watch it, listen to it, let me know what you like best? It explains our company's global expansion. I think we don't know each other yet, but it may or may not be a fit, but I think it might be. I agree. By the way, that's all in the book there. But is our company going through an expansion right now?
Yeah.
Yep. We just had highest order day last week ever. Yes, Bob.
If they say what he just said, maybe you say,
oh yeah, maybe.
Catch you later. Catch you later.
Victor, hey, no. So you said, thank you. I'm not paying attention very well there.
You said
more
maybe.
tea at 4 hours means to catch up. But that's right. You said maybe, not yes. I say I was just positive, so you said yes. But he didn't. So yes, Bob. Oftentimes, if you said, well, maybe, I'd say, well, Victor, hey, listen, if you're ever interested, let me know. Again, I like this may or may not be a match because I don't know yet. I haven't got to know him yet. I'm not trying to recruit everybody. I want to find out if this is a fit for him, for me. But if he says maybe, yeah, that would just kind of pull it away. Say, well, no problem. It may not be the right timing for you now. If you're ever interested, let me know. If I bump into you next time. But just do the pull back and move on. Yeah. On the other hand, you're not giving away a sample. So in this case, if I'm not going to see him again, if he says maybe, I might just go ahead. I don't have anything to lose either. I'm not giving him a sample or anything, but I might say, well, Taylor, give me your cell phone number. I text him the link. Right? Now, if he send me an email. You know what? Actually, I find the easiest way is just to send you a text with this. I get their phone number and I text. Yeah. And if they push back on that, I'm just going to send it. But I hardly ever get a pushback. If you just confidently ask their number at leadership school, somebody said they were a guy, how do they get? Like they felt uncomfortable getting women's number. Never had any difference between men and women when doing it. Just you got to believe in what you have. If you made a connection, like I did with you, offer a sincere compliment, ask you to keep an open mind. If you said I might be, there's no. By the way, and I'm sorry, I was slow on this. In this case, there's definitely nothing wrong with me. That's what I mean, it's a yes or well, it might be. I mean, you don't know what it is yet. So at that point, I'm not looking for then I'd say, if I were to share this with you, would you watch it? At least listen to it? Now, if you say,
How long is it?
it's 20 minutes.
I think I can do that.
Okay, here, give me your number and me text you a link to it.
So you're saying that if the guy said maybe you would still go to him anyway?
In that case, with a sample packet, if I get a maybe, I'm not going
Oh,
to give him product samples and all with it. Anything less than a firm commitment.
Sometimes when we pull back, like we
Yeah.
say, oh, okay, well, when you're ready, then they want it more. Too.
Yes. Have you witnessed that?
Well, I think
Sure
it's
you have.
such a-
Yeah, I'm sure you have, yeah.
That's totally-
The if I will you is so magical. Learn it, practice it, and do it, and it'll work for you. So above all, more than anything, just take action. Take action. And one of the things that's going to help you to take an action is if you're not on a success team, ask the person, ask your sponsor how to join a success team. We have corporate success teams. The leaders in this room are leading success teams. Ask about it. Let me tell you, a 90-day success team will do magic for your business. Bob, is that true, being on a success team? Does that help out?
I have business that I wouldn't have otherwise, definitely. Yeah, because it pushes me.
It provides support, encouragement. You're part of other people who are in the business with you. You have a certain structure, training that's involved. We have one Google Hangout or actually Zoom meeting every Monday. We with at least 10 other promoters, and they're all sharing their wins for the week. So you're a part of a group that's doing the same thing you're doing, sharing best practices. Leslie, what would you say about the success teams?
It's really made us call way more people, not only inactive customers, but connecting more, the love them or leave them thing.
Yeah.
Counteracting that. So you're always getting back with the people that you are already working with. And it's making us
Accountable.
really, but the prospects, the new people, it makes you keep up on them and not give up on them so easily.
I think an example, Hanson's personal volume, I think, has just about doubled over the last 12 months. So I think that's
This is our 8th month in the success.
just about doubled.
For me, accountability is absolutely crucial. I mean, in every area of my life, it's been crucial. In this business, I don't think I'm confident there's zero way that an athlete will ever reach their potential without having a team being a part of the team. They may be good, but they won't reach their potential. In this business, you will never reach your potential unless you have people around you challenging you, encouraging you, supporting you, and that's what success team is. And if somebody, it's only a 90-day commitment, and all make at least a 90-day commitment, right? People go out on sets in Hollywood, filming a movie for 90 days, oil rigs for 90 days. You can do anything for a 90-day commitment, all in, all out, and you will see, and I say all in, part-time, but I mean, there's structure, there's a terms of agreement that you agree to, doing your best to reach each week. So it gives you a blueprint, a map to follow with the support along the way. So I share that with you in closing because I think joining a 90-day success team can be all the difference between success and failure in this business. So I definitely encourage you to ask about getting on one. And with that, Bob, is there anything that you want to say in closing? I'm going to go grab those booklets from the car. And I guess, Bob, for you to answer that question, I would say in this book, I'm going to ask you to fill out this form this weekend. This is something I take everybody through, every training, every brand new promoter, have them write out their why on this worksheet, check off the boxes for a plan of action so they can know what to do as they leave here, kind of summarizes everything we've covered, has a 3-day success habits right there, has the conference call information right there, it has your can't miss events right there, check off, and then it asks a critical question that I hit at the very beginning. What is your short-term sacrifice? Because you only have 24 hours a day. If you're going to take an hour a day or 2 hours a day to devote to this business, you got to get you are doing something with that time, right? So what are you willing to? For us, it's not watching TV. I'd rather go live our dreams then watch somebody else with theirs. So our kids, we read, we do that, but we don't watch TV unless we're watching a movie, or my son watches sports some. I stay away from that because I can be addicted to it and watch a lot of sports. Or I go out there and help our kids, our family live our dreams and change lives. So there's some, I'm not saying you can't do that, but some sacrifice has to be made. So I like to help people identify that right there. And then I ask them what their next level is in the business. If they're a manager, senior manager. Senior manager, it's director. So normally we would do that. If we were doing like a 4-hour training afternoon, we would definitely do the worksheet. We just ran out of time. We didn't quite get that in. So you're going to get it. Will you do that on your own? Have fun with that? Because you can't ask your team to do what you won't do yourself. So do that. Now you're ready to walk your team through this book as well. And then print it, sign it. I encourage you, take a picture of it, text it to your sponsor. Say, hey, here's my goal. So now they know how to serve you and support you. If I know somebody's serious, I can help them out better, right? Because I'm not going to, I tell people, if you want to crawl, I'll crawl with you. If you want to walk, I'll run. But if you want to race, I'm going to devote the majority of my time to helping you race. 80% of my time to the people who really want to seriously build. That make sense? So let your sponsor know what your level of commitment is so they can meet you at that level. And then Bob, I'm going to get those books.
Okay. Is it okay just to give an example of how success team has helped?
Yeah, and will you help me in case I don't do it when I walk back in the room before Bob does it? Let's give him a huge round of applause. All of you help do that. I know the pressure of putting on an event. I know your team helped you with that. Thank you for leading the effort on that. A conference call you did. Did you on the call with Andrew at Brassfield? That's pretty cool, wasn't it?
Okay, at this moment, I think I should acknowledge the people that made this event happen. It was Josh and Sam, and Wayne and Leslie, and Stephanie is gone now. But those would be the main people that allowed this to happen. So let's give hands on. And what Josh was saying about accountability, if some of you do want to grow more and want to be on a success team, you can talk to Hanson's or Stephanie or myself. I'll just give you some examples of how it helped me, because I'm very talented at wasting time, and without the success team, I probably wouldn't be calling people at all. But see, we have to turn in a report once a week or so how many people we talk to. So I was getting tired of having really low scores. So I went and talked to this lady, not because I had enough guts, but because I needed another person to put down that I talked to. Well, it turns out she's a highly influential person. She said, come talk to 50 of my friends. 10 of those friends, of her 50 friends, joined the club. I would never have talked to her because she is kind of elite and makes a lot of money. I didn't have the guts, but I knew she was influential and I needed points, so I wouldn't talk to her. Okay, well, that wouldn't have happened had I not had the pressure of being on a success team. Okay, another example would be a friend that owed me something big time because I helped him huge. So I said, Andrew, you have to get somebody over here so I can play this web health talk for you because Josh is breathing down my neck every Monday. He asks how many people I talk to. Anyway. So Andrew said, he came over with his brother, and I showed it to him so I could write down on my success track, okay, Josh, I talked to somebody. And they were both just broke to death. But Andrew, his aunt liked nutrition. I've never seen anyone that could repeat so much. She went home and told his aunt almost everything on that presentation. I couldn't believe how much he remembered. So he said, Bob, can I come back with my aunt? So he comes back with his aunt, and she gets about 5 people in their family on breakfast pack. See, that wouldn't have happened had I not had the pressure on me to do this. Another example, I was having to get points for my weekly report, so I went and talked to this lady, and she said, come talk to a bunch of women that are getting together for this event. Well, out of that event, I got 3 other people that hosted groups for me to talk to. So I'm just giving you an example. If you guys are like me, that it takes a little bit of guts and a little bit of pushing. I mean, I believe passionately, but I still don't like rejection. So my tendency, I mean, I'm not really proud of this, but my tendency would be to not do something without a little bit of this. And so the report gives me that. But I shouldn't be ashamed because Josh said even the top performers, they still need accountability. I've heard him say that. And I heard Alan Blank say that, Wayne. but even the top people need the accountability. So I guess not just me, others do too. So I guess that's the main thing I would say. If you would like to grow in this, Brazia, you can have Steffi be in her success team if she doesn't want to be. Do that. You could get on ours. Sam and Josh are on ours, and then I have a friend in Arizona. She's on ours. I don't know if Wayne and Leslie do one or not. And any of you that aspire to do this, we're all in the same boat, so it's a friendly thing. We're not, looking down on each other if we have a bad week. Leslie always has a huge week, but anyway, just a helpful tool. Anybody else want to throw anything in that they benefited from today from Aaron and Josh? Or Josh, your dad is gone. Could you share his testimony? Because he had a great product testimony. Didn't he have several things that have improved with the product?
Yeah, he started out on salmon oil. I think actually you had loaned us a DVD, a nutrition DVD with Louis Smith on it. And we didn't have a DVD player at the house, and so we went out to my parents' house. And I said, well, while we're hanging out, we can pop this in so we can listen to it. And on the DVD, we started talking about the salmon oil. Talked to my dad a little bit about the omega-3s that he was taking at the time. And he said, okay, well, I'll give this a try. And my dad grew up before he knew before the ADHD thing was more well known. And he probably would qualify as an ADHD kid. He was the kid in class who, while the teacher was presenting, he would just stand up and walk over the window and say, oh, interesting something happened there. So he's always had a little bit of attention problems. And within a few weeks, he started noticing that he did have more focus, more ability to focus at work, more positive outlook on the day. And so when Sam and I decided we wanted to try out the detox, he said, okay, I'll try that with you guys. And over the course of those 3 days, he did lose 11 pounds. He mentioned having much more energy.
11. Wow.
Yeah, and because of his success there, he decided he wanted to keep going with the weight loss pack, and it's really helped him in terms of for years he's gone to the gym and just struggled to lose the weight he's been trying to lose. Altering the child and
Okay, good. And did you say his mood seems better too? You said something like that. Might be
a little bit more positive.
That's great, isn't it? Yes, we all want that. We all want that. Okay, Josh.
All right. You know what? We want to recognize a few folks. I want to thank Leslie for bringing us up as some new senior managers. So, Leslie, will you take the floor? Wayne?
I just want to recognize.
I'd actually to recognize them again. I know we've been talking about that before you get started. What a great job. How many years now?
More.
39. 39 years. And you guys were your team at leadership school, and you guys headed to Hawaii. I think that's tons of good stuff here. So I think this is the first that your kids with you. Is that right? Members of these
We have some of them to Hawaii like 35 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. But then they weren't paying their own way, earning their own way, right?
And Josh, one of their kids last month sold over 12,000. One of their kids.
Yeah. That's PV, which is even more than $15,000 in wholesale sales.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun going to Hawaii with her.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, you may get to come too. So
Yeah,
it's like,
that's cool.
can I tell you something first? Gracie had just asked me, how long have you been in this? I told her, and she said, why didn't you tell us about this? Because I've known her for how long?
I think we did.
Since you were 5? 1989.
Tell their mother about it.
My aunt has 20, going on 30 years. And her mom's a pharmacist. And so I didn't ever talk to her because I knew we'd be this piano like this. And she goes, well, I guess I can get started now. I said, absolutely. I just want to tell you, don't, you know, leave them out there because you think it's too hard to talk to them. So you'll get going. Okay, so I just wanted to recognize first Lisa as still a director.
Lisa.
Lisa's got wedding bells in her eyes and she's not doing any business, but her PV is still at 2,000. And she'll take off with that.
That's part of the residual stuff.
Yes, and earning what, 200 a month?
At least.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she helps us. But, and then also Jill just became a new senior manager with the senior manager kit, and she bought another 1,000, so she's over 2,000. Not 37.
37.
I've never really done it.
Now you're ready to build a business. Exciting?
Retired from her
What a
work.
story.
And she said, I've been taking these products all these years, and I'm in great health, and she keep talking.
She got a senior manager kit.
Let's give her another round of applause. You made me see my example, my purchasing video again. It's a great job. That'll help them succeed. Not only you succeed, but help them succeed. They're what you did. So thank you for setting the right example.
Yeah, and the Irish is here. So you're the senior manager, right? Oh, that means I don't know. I've been into the papers this week.
But I just been sharing the products and it's just happening.
Anyway, you're gonna get taken
A
out
team.
here too. And then watching from driving towards Vancouver, BC. Can Danica hear me? Anyway, and so Danica, who has been watching all day, is also a senior manager and can't wait to get built up to those world team trips.
And she's 19 years old, right?
Right.
19.
And her mother, Darla, has come on board from another company. She's getting better results with NeoLife. So
And so
And what about Daniel back there operating the camera?
camera and sound and linking our people from all over the place to get in on these amazing meetings.
Yeah.
And thanks, Josh, because you are on a roll today.
yeah.
And Sammy and Josh, congrats to them on their way to director right now. You guys, awesome senior members. Congratulations. Bob,
We're so happy that Sam's parents are with us too. Let's give them really one more.
all right. Well, Bob, I'll hand these books out. Is there anything else that you want? Be around to answer any questions that anybody has.
Can we give Josh one more round of applause?